Hi, everybody.
Confirm that you're all set, so whenever
Okay. All right. Thank you. Hi, everybody. I am in the surgeon's exam room. I just got done with my appointment, and I was 99% sure that I was going to be looking at radiation plus hormone suppressant, and then that would be it. What I found out is that I will have to have chemotherapy. I also found out that the tumor was bigger than what they thought, which kind of blows my mind. Come in.
Oh, you're all done.
Okay,
Oh,
I'll be out in 1 second. It was bigger than what they thought. Now remember, they did mammograms, they did ultrasounds, they did MRI with contrast. But when they actually went in there, it was almost twice as big as what they thought. So what I thought was stage 1 cancer was actually stage 2. And then I had told you guys about the fish test. There were some changes with that. I'll get into it later. Like I said, I'm in the exam room and my exam is over. I need to get out, but I just wanted to post this real quick. I'll give more updates a little bit later. Bye. So after I did that short video in the doctor's office, I got in my car and I did another video, but I decided to come back. It's later on in the evening, to do another video because I was just kind of all over the place. I'm gonna go back through that video and see if there's things that I can salvage, but I was just extremely emotional. So now I have to go to physical therapy. God, this is so much. I honestly thought that I was going to go in and they were going to say no chemo, you can have radiation and hormone suppressant, and you're done. Now I come out of this appointment with a bigger tumor, a different stage, needing chemo and needing physical therapy. Is just a lot. It's a lot, you guys. It's a lot. And I was just getting myself back to being in a good space, and this just knocked me back down again. And then on top of that, yesterday my company went through massive layoff. They laid off 800 people, and some of the people are people that I work with every day. And I'm sad about that. I'm sad about this new situation I find myself in. I'm concerned that I'm going to lose my job, and that's not going to be good with what's going on right now. I need my health benefits. I don't need my company to lay me off. I tell you, this whole process has been emotionally all over the place. And right now, I'm not good. I guess I need to digest all of this information and then get back on the good foot, because I have more of a fight. So I wanted to come and reiterate what is going on with me, and how I'm feeling. So, and I'll just say, part of this, I did it to myself because I had it in my mind that everything was cool. I was 99% sure that I was going to go in for this post-op appointment, and I was going to be told, girl, get your radiation, get your hormone blockers, and we'll see you in 6 months. It just was not anywhere in my radar. I did not prepare myself at all that I would need to have chemo. And when I went in, I was told that I would have to have chemotherapy. I also found out that the tumor was actually twice as big as what they had told me. Now, keep in mind, I had 2 mammograms, I had an ultrasound, and I had an MRI with contrast. And it still wound up being twice the size as what they thought. So instead of it being stage 1 lobular cancer, it's actually stage 2. And what I did not know is that many times when they do those initial tests and biopsies and stuff like that, when they go to do the surgery, it actually does wind up being larger than what they said. I didn't know that. So that was a shock to my system, that it was twice as big and that it was actually stage 2 and not stage 1. The other thing that really shocked me is I had told you all in a previous video that it was ERPR positive, HER2 negative. That was based off of the biopsy. But when they take the tumor, they do a more, I guess, robust analysis and a complete analysis and a final analysis. And it actually wound up, here's my biopsy report here. The FISH test actually came back as HER2 positive. And my doctor told me that that's really not common for this type of cancer. So there I go again, being special. So with me being HER2 positive, I absolutely have to have chemo. And I told the doctor, you know, what I just told you all, that I had it in my mind that I would not have to have chemo. And she says that the chances of me not having to have chemo were pretty low in the first place. So I put it in my head that I wouldn't have to have chemo. But I think that that was the plan all along as far as my doctors were concerned. So I will have to have chemo. I will have to have radiation. I will have to have the hormone blockers. The other thing is, I had mentioned a couple of videos ago how my arm, like where I had the surgery on my breast, really not a problem after the first couple of days, but where they took out the lymph nodes had really, really been bothering me. And right up under my arm, like right here in my armpit, the best way I could describe it is it feels like a hard tube under my arm. And the clinician said that it's actually fairly common. It's called, and you already know, double check what I'm saying because I'm still learning this stuff, so I might be saying it wrong. But it's an axillary tube or axillary tubular or something like that. And basically what it is that the tendons and the blood vessels and all of that get all tangled up, and it hurts. It's hard and it's painful, but it's not uncommon. So I was given some exercises that I could do at home. I need to take some over-the-counter pain medicine about 30 minutes before I do these exercises because it's very painful. And they're also going to have me go to physical therapy. So Not only will I have chemo and radiation, but I'm going to have physical therapy now. Hopefully, it'll only take a couple of sessions before this hardness, whatever this is, goes away. But it's very painful. Like the range of motion for my arms has been diminished quite a bit. So I'll be dealing with that. So today is Wednesday. As you all know, I go back to work tomorrow, which is Thursday, and then I see the oncologist Friday morning. So then is when I guess I'll find out what kind of chemo. And what I'm learning is that there's several types of chemo. Some are more harsher than others, some are intravenous, some are by pill. So I have no idea what I'm looking at. But I have decided that, because I promised you all I was going to open the door on my life and show you this journey that I'm going through. So I have decided, no matter what the side effects are, I am going to document it in hopes that it helps someone who may come across this video somewhere down the road. So I will be sharing my whole journey, hearing things like sores in the mouth and dry mouth and absolute fatigue, and then we know about the hair loss and stuff like that. So whatever it winds up being for me, I will document it and take you on the journey with me. Now, as far as I'm feeling, earlier today I was very much a mess because, again, I had it in my mind I'm getting some radiation and I'm going to get some hormone blockers, and that's it. I had not prepared myself at all for chemotherapy. So I would say for anyone, even if you have a beginning stage, like a stage 1, and you're going to get your surgery and all of that, just mentally prepare yourself for the possibility of chemo, and then be pleasantly surprised if you don't have to do it. Because I think I really messed myself up emotionally. And I am the type of person that I will give myself grace to feel what I'm feeling, and then I got to pull it together because I am getting ready to go into some serious work to make sure that I'm healthy. And I have to tell you that my doctor said that stage 2 is still considered like early detection. So I'm grateful for that, right? And I had the surgery, so the tumor is gone. The margins were clear. The lymph nodes showed no cancer cells. So all of that is like really great news, right? But I still feel very sad, and I feel very lonely. And then in the midst of that, I started to feel very guilty because there are a lot of people out there who have a lot worse situations. I mean, technically, I am cancer free, right? I'm going through the chemo and the radiation just to make sure that no rogue cells got away and want to take up residence someplace else in my body. So the therapy that I'm going through is precautionary, but technically I'm cancer free. So I shouldn't feel sad. I shouldn't feel bad for myself because there are people who have it much, much, much worse than me. So I'm having this struggle, this internal struggle right now. Like, girl, get over yourself. So I'm trying to, I don't know, I'm not exactly sure how to work through feeling how I feel for myself, but then also keeping in mind what other people are going through. So I don't quite know how to work that out. So I got to figure that out. Um, the other thing is, I talked to my surgeon about um, breast surgery, um, like maybe getting a reduction and all of that. And she thought that that was a good idea. The only problem is, you cannot have that type of surgery once you have radiation treatment. So, what I would be looking at is chemo, followed by breast surgery, followed by radiation. And that's going to take up almost a good part of 2024, getting all of that done. So, she gave me the names of some surgeons. These would be plastic surgeons. She said that she could do it, but it wouldn't come out as pretty or whatever. So she gave me the name of some plastic surgeons. She believes that it would be covered by my insurance. When I got home today, I just couldn't even deal. I couldn't even deal with it. So maybe next week I'll call some of these plastic surgeons and see if I can set up some consultations. And by that time, I'll have met with the oncologist, so I know what I'm dealing with there. And we'll try to get all of this worked out. The other thing is, this morning, 10 a.m., I had a Zoom meeting with a nutritionist to talk about how the diet looks when you're going through these treatments. And I even told the nutritionist, I don't think I'm going to have chemo, so, I want to concentrate on what I can do to prepare my body for radiation and to get through radiation. So when I got home, I wound up having to email her and letting her know that I have to take chemo. So then she gave me some additional foods and resources that I can use for going through chemo. And I think that that information is worthy of its own separate video. So for those of you who are getting ready to go through chemo, I will share some of the resources that she gave me, but absolutely I would suggest that you get with your own nutritionist that can go over things that are specific to you, but I'll share some general information. So here we are again with me having the emotional roller coaster. I honestly thought, you guys, that I was going to be in smooth sailing. I knew that the radiation would be, a little bit rough, but it was something that I was prepared for. I have to, once again, readjust my mindset to prepare myself for chemotherapy. On top of everything else, yesterday, my job laid off 800 employees. Some of those employees were people that I worked with regularly. So yesterday was a very sad day for me. Today was another very sad day for me for another reason. I'm kind of, with my treatment and with what's going on with my job, I'm kind of in this limbo. There's actually a meeting tomorrow, and hopefully I'll find out more about what's happening with our jobs and with how these layoffs are going to impact my workflow. And then Friday I'll find out what's going on with my treatment. And to say that I am nervous about losing my job is an understatement. I am very concerned because I don't know that the layoffs that happened yesterday is the last of it. As a matter of fact, I'm sure it's not. I just don't know when the next round is going to happen. But with me going through this health situation, I absolutely cannot lose my job. I can't lose my job. I need my health benefits. So it adds another layer of concern. I was a royal mess today when I got home. One of my friends came over and she sat with me. And she is actually going through her own cancer situation. But she came over and sat with me, and we talked a little bit about the situation, and then we jumped off of that subject and started talking about other stuff. And by the time that she left, I felt a lot better. So I just need to really get myself together, get my feelings in check, and prepare to get her done. I have said since the beginning, I have cancer, but cancer doesn't have me. And the tumor is out of me. We're just going to take some additional precautions to make sure that there are no rogue cells floating around in my body waiting to set up shop someplace else. So that's it for today. I will add on to this video tomorrow to let you all know how the first day back to work is, and to see if I can keep my emotions in check all day, because there's a lot going on. And then I'll follow up again on Friday after I meet with the oncologist and I know exactly what my protocol is going to be and when it's going to start. And I'm going to ask, whatever the protocol is, what are some of the side effects that I can expect. And this time around, I'm going to prepare myself for the worst and then be pleasantly surprised if it doesn't come to fruition. But I will not take the easy route mentally anymore, because it was a shock. It was a real shock today when I got the news. So anyway, that is it for now. I hope you all are having a lovely day, and stay positive, stay strong, but give yourself grace in the moments of weakness and sadness and doubt. And then bring it back to center. Refocus on the work that needs to be done to get yourself healthy again. All right? Have a great day. Bye.